What's going on, sports fans? This is Jake Waxman.
And Tyler Lavalette.
Welcoming you here to the studio in Waterford with another Friday Roundtable. We got lots to talk about, including some breaking news and some mighty fine news if you're a Detroit Tigers fan. Take it away, Mr. Lavalette.
It has been surprisingly a good week for the Tigers. And, of course, pitchers and catchers reported on Wednesday to Lakeland. But before that, Monday, the Tigers announced that Air Sports Entertainment announced that they were partnering with the MLB for in-market distribution of Tigers and Red Wings games, with the Tigers starting up in this season. Pricing and spring training games to be shown this March will be announced at a later date. So nothing on that front. The Framber Valdez deal got announced on Tuesday. But also on Tuesday, Justin Verlander, out of nowhere, was announced to have signed a one-year deal with the Detroit Tigers. He is best known here for his 2 no-hitters, the first of which happened in 2007 against the Milwaukee Brewers. Here is how the final out was called by Mario Impemba in 2007 against the Milwaukee Brewers. Roll clip.
2. High fly ball, right field. Ordonez backing up. He is there. No hitter for Justin Verlander. The first Tigers no hitter since 1984 when Jack Morris no hit the White Sox.
Yep, at that time, that was the last no hitter. The most recent no-hitter that the team had thrown. Verlander would since throw a no-hitter in Toronto in 2011. Spencer Turnbull would throw a no-hitter against the Mariners, and a combined no-hitter was thrown against the Blue Jays in Detroit in 2023. Ever since, Verlander also could likely very well be ending his career in Detroit, although we have not heard any announcement of this being such. Though I wouldn't be surprised since it's a one-year deal, and with a lockout potentially happening in 27, so we'll have to wait and see. But as a Detroit fan, the signings of Valdez and the signing of Verlander at the unfortunate expense of Reese Olson being out for the season makes this team a threat for the AL Central, the American League as a whole, and heck, could we be talking about a World Series run?
I will start by saying this, or I'll start by asking you a question, Tyler. Do you know when that clip, or what year that was again? I'm just curious.
2007. I remember very well because that was one day before I went to Cedar Point. I'd finishing up 8th grade that year in Oak Valley.
That's going quite a ways back. It makes me I kind of figured that had to be like late 2000s. Like, man, I feel old. I was finishing 7th grade around that time, but wow. So, of course, it's fitting that Tyler Lavalette brings back the memories of the greatness of Justin Verlander, and now it's clearly obvious. The signing of Justin Verlander to a one-year deal, the Tigers are definitely making a push for the World Series. I refuse to believe anything else. I'm not a baseball knower, but a move like this is not only possibly an indication of a final run for Justin Verlander or a final season before retirement, but also the Tigers, they're making a push for the World Series. They're making a push to win a World Series. And honestly, the bullpen, which is going to be pretty good for the Tigers, at least I think is going to be pretty good for the Tigers this season, it just got a whole lot better. You add not only Justin Verlander, who once played with the Tigers, you now bring back an experienced guy. He's been a couple different places. He's now got a World Series championship. He brings that World Series experience to a Tigers team that's got plenty of talent around him. So that's a boost right there for this Tigers team. Wouldn't you say, Tyler?
That it is. And here's 2 things. One, on a personal note, he gets to bring Kate Upton gets to come home to the States. Her family is from. She is from St. Joseph. The Upton family is prominent in Western Michigan. So that's great for her and her daughter their daughter. Also, number 2, he's going to be throwing the ball to a player that was acquired by the Tigers as a prospect in the 2017 trade when Verlander got traded to the Astros. Jake Rogers. He was a prospect at that time, if I remember correctly. So, and now he gets to be receiving the ball, be the catcher when Verlander is on the mound. Tarek Skubal, for the record, is going to be the opening day starter in late March in San Diego. I see no reason as to why Justin Verlander could not be the opening day starter when they come back against the Cardinals that first Friday in April, following their trip to San Diego and Arizona.
Absolutely. And you know what? Bringing back Justin Verlander for the Tigers, this opens up the book. This opens up the book on what kind of rotations the Tigers could go with in terms of pitching all season long. And like Tyler said, Verlander could start the opening game of the season. Or maybe, I'm trying to think, hey, Tyler, are the Tigers at home for their first game of the season or on the road?
Like I said, they're in San Diego and then Arizona for their first 6 games. Okay. I think it's like the 3rd year in a row they started on the road, and I think the 2nd they've started on the West Coast, if I remember correctly, because I know we started in L.A. last year against the Dodgers. And then I think we went to Seattle after that. Yeah, we did.
All right, then a blooper moment for me there.
It's fine. It's been a while since we've had a proper schedule opener to start at home.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, I mean, you know what? Here's what I think is going to happen. I think that the Tigers, it would not surprise me in terms of pitching strategy. It would not surprise me if Verlander, he doesn't start the opening game at the Padres. Rather, they save him for opening day at home in Detroit.
Yeah, well, it's been announced that Skubal is starting the opener in San Diego. So, like I said, so there's that.
Bummer. But all that, when you think about all that, still, the Tigers, they got a whole open book now about what they can do in terms of setting pitching lineups throughout the season. Because now you've got, Tellerman, you got Skubal, and then you got Verlander. You got so many good pitchers. This Tigers team is going to be scary to go up against.
Not to mention Framber Valdez, who I think also was a teammate of Verlander on the Astros rotation and has no hitter of his own. So he's going to be one to watch out for.
Yeah.
If you're an opponent of the Tigers.
Yep.
It's going to be fun. And now I did mention the Tigers going to MLB.TV. I await the details on that. Like I said, nothing was announced on pricing and when it will come on sale. From what I remember elsewhere, like, say, Cleveland, to use them as an example, I think I'm looking at it potentially being $20 a month for $99, around $100 for the full season. I'm not sure what they're going to do to combine the wings and how that's going to be worked out, but we'll see how this goes. No word on the Pistons since they're not owned by the Tigers. But we'll just cross that bridge when we get closer to October because FanDuel Sports will still be around for at least until April to see out the end of the Pistons and the Red Wings contracts in the NHL and NBA and the first round of the NHL playoffs. But although it should be noted, when I noticed the Wings announcement, they said the possibility of FanDuel going under earlier. So that remains to be seen. But for now, no word on the Tigers yet. I could very well have more information to finally close this chapter for good by next week. So in a way, stay tuned on that front.
We all got our fingers for, of course, all of Tigers Nation. They got their fingers crossed. They're waiting for news on what the whole broadcasting situation or how that's all going to turn out. Fingers crossed there. So, hopefully, I have a feeling though, Detroit's got a plan. The Tigers got a plan. They just have a plan, I believe, and we just don't know all the details. But slowly but surely, it's all going to be revealed.
Yeah, like I said, I did announce a partnership with MLB Local Media, so there's that front. But besides that, pricing and plans for cable channels and whatnot, at least 10 games will be on Fox 2 here in Detroit and other stations throughout the state, including the home opener. But beyond that is a toss-up. But we'll see what happens. I won't be surprised if I see another announcement on Monday. Also, to close things off, the Tigers looking like they're going to be having alternate home and road jerseys. Surprisingly, based on what I've seen from, of all things, leaks on Fanatics, and the Tigers' home jersey was revealed during MLB The Show 26 during a trailer, of all things.
A trailer.
Who had that on it? Who had that happening?
Guys like me always look forward to seeing alternate uniforms, even if it's not my favorite team. My final thoughts are this. The Tigers bringing back Justin Verlander, this isn't just some, homecoming for Justin Verlander. No, nor is it a let's run it back moment. This is the Detroit Tigers sending a message. We're not just bringing Verlander back to run it back or for a homecoming. The Tigers are saying we're here to compete for a championship, and Verlander gives us an even better chance to achieve our goals this season.
That I believe. And with pitchers and catchers already in Lakeland and the full roster starting on Sunday, their warm-up, spring training game starting on next Saturday, or no, I think it's 2 Saturdays from now. I think it is, actually. Baseball season is getting closer again, folks. Cannot wait.
Can't wait for my Cubs to return, of course. And shifting gears. All right, so the Super Bowl happened. And, spoiler alert, the Super Bowl was nowhere near as exciting as I had told my ridiculous story to be. I thought it was going to, I went with my gut. I said the Seahawks were going to actually learn their lesson and run the ball at the 1-yard line and win the game that way. Not even close.
No.
The story was a lot more boring and a lot more uneventful for the Seahawks, who did win the Super Bowl. They didn't need to run the ball, though, after all.
A couple of field goals really helped. And seriously, we're pretty awesome. I'll give the Patriots credit because they had. I actually wanted to first spotlight a few Detroit. The head referee who was announcing the plays was from Detroit, as well as the punter for the Patriots is from Waterford. I noticed that the latter of that happening when I was looking at the Patriots getting introduced, and noticed when the Patriots punter was mentioning Michigan State, it also said underneath Waterford, Michigan.
Plenty of local flavor for you Detroit fans in this Super Bowl. But, hey, like I said, getting to play in the Super Bowl is a big deal. Happy for the kid from Waterford, and happy for the ref, as Tyler mentioned, from Detroit, who got to officiate in this Super Bowl. It's a huge honor. It's a big deal. Not everyone gets to, regardless of your position, not everyone gets to experience the Super Bowl for what it is. So I'm happy for those who get that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to witness this big game. And honestly, I'm going to nod my head saying, good for you guys. Glad to see somebody achieve their lifetime goals. Of course, great season for the Patriots. They did the best they could. Unfortunately, that Seahawks team was just too much for the New England Patriots. The defense played as hard as it could, but, someone I think in the broadcast booth during the game said the dam was going to break eventually.
That it was. And I'm hearing mixed things about Bad Bunny's performance, but I think it was fine. Though I know if some reports I'm hearing are that the crowd in the stands wasn't exactly amped or anything. I mean, not when you're still predominantly English-speaking country and you have Spanish and you have someone singing in Spanish, it's kind of to be expected. But I think Bad Bunny did okay, and I think and if you're man, respect to folks in Latin America, they got someone they like that's popular, and Puerto Rico especially loves him. But I don't know, man. I don't know if that was really the right idea by Jay-Z and Rock Nation and the NFL on this one. But we'll just have to see what happens for 20 when they go to LA next year.
Indeed. All right, sports fans, I'll confess this to you. I did not watch the halftime show. I went to an alternate option. A lot of people were talking about the Turning Point USA halftime show. Admittedly, I checked that one out instead, watched a bit of it. It wasn't too shabby. Music was nice. And so that's kind of what I did. Admittedly, I watched that halftime show instead. So me and Tyler, we had so Tyler saw the Bad Bunny halftime show. I saw the alternate or the other choice that Americans had. And it wasn't bad. It was pretty good, all things considered. And I enjoyed the music, and the tribute to Charlie Kirk was really, really nice at the end. So that's what I did for the halftime show. Just my 2 cents there in terms of halftime.
Right. Yeah, I mean, who knows if that one's going to be coming back. Although I kind of was smelling personally, between you and me, I was kind of smelling a bit of a rat hearing about on this one, on the Turning Point halftime show. And I won't get into the weeds. I'll just say that Mom and I didn't even bother because, well, I was kind of smelling it like it wasn't going to be pretty. Yeah. And I'll just leave it at that.
Yep. Same here. I didn't see the Bad Bunny halftime show, so I'm not going to say anything negative about it because like I said, didn't see it. Honestly, congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks on their second Super Bowl win, and well-deserved. And congrats to Kenneth Walker on winning MVP. That was a surprise. I thought it might go. Okay, I'm happy for him, but you guys want my opinion? Jason Myers should have been the MVP. All right? Okay, can we just for once, can we give a kicker the MVP award? I mean, Myers kicked some huge field goals in that game for Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the reason Seattle had the early lead and was pitching the shutout. Now, I'm also glad for the Patriots finally breaking it. Mom actually didn't like the thought of a Super Bowl ending a shutout. That would have stunk.
Yeah, that would. It looked like it was going to be our first Super Bowl shutout, or we came close also to getting our first Super Bowl that had just field goals only. Talk about a story for. Oh man!
I thought Super Bowl the Rams Patriots won in Super Bowl 52. I think it was bad. Remember that one, Jake?
Yeah, that game almost put me to sleep. I mean, I think we were watching it together.
Yeah,
too. I came close to.
For those of you who are not aware, he and I did predictions on that one as well, and we were just both stunned.
Yeah.
At how bad it ended up being.
It was an absolute
52, I think it was,
Seattle butt kicking. We'll just go with that. Rainy City butt kicking in San Francisco if you want to go with that. All right, shifting gears. And, well, at the same time that the Super Bowl weekend was getting underway, so too was the 25th Olympic Winter Games. So me and Tyler, we're going to tell you guys how Team USA is performing so far. At least that's going to be the main focus. So start off, American superstar in the women's halfpipe, Chloe Kim. She was going for 3 golds in a row, and unfortunately, she did not get the gold. She ended up with silver, but very classy in accepting the silver and congratulating the woman from South Korea who did win the gold.
Right.
And
good job.
Yep, good job. And once again, good job to Chloe Kim too, who earned that medal. And one guy that I've been thinking a lot about, or we got to talk about this guy. His name's Jordan Stolz. He's from Wisconsin, and oh boy, did he deliver a performance of the ages in the men's 1,000 meter and speed skating. What a performance.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. Seriously, in any form of racing, if you're in the inside line, you're going to have that advantage when you have to worry about being in a faster line. It works every single time.
Absolutely. Jordan's going to be counting his lucky stars that he was in the inside line in that final lap because, like Tyler said, huge advantage because you don't have to work as hard. And also, not only did he rally from behind, as seen in the video, he set an Olympic record too. And here's the good news for you Team USA fans. That's not it for Jordan Stolz. He's going for more. He's got more events coming up. I have a feeling this isn't going to be his last gold medal.
Nice.
This guy has been one of the big talks for Team USA. And of course, that's not the only sport that Team USA is looking good in addition to speed skating, ice skating too. Look, Team USA rocking it out. Team USA took gold in the team event.
Nice.
pulled it out. It was a close battle between Team USA and Team Japan. It could have gone either way in that event. Team USA had just enough, pulled out just enough, and especially in the difficulty department, to pull out gold medal there. And congrats to Madison Chunk and Evan Bates, who took silver in the ice dance.
Yep. Well, some say they should have taken gold on that one. French bias with the judge there favored the French team for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm not going to go too deep in that controversy. I mean, yeah, there was a French judge there, and I mean, I'll give the French kudos there. They did deserve it. Of course, having a French judge on the scene, it's not the most ideal. It's kind of a bad look, but not to say the French didn't deserve gold. But I can understand the complaints that Americans have about the judging in this event because there was a French judge. Not to say that judge was doing anything suspicious or illegal. Just maybe not the best look to have a French judge when there's a French team competing for gold and not ice skating. But that's just me. And a couple other events I want to mention. There's also the women's freestyle skiing moguls in which Elizabeth Lemmy took gold and Jalen Coffett took silver in that event. So 1-2 finish on the podium for Team USA in that event. And
Nice.
I talked about curling in my Wax on Wednesday video. And to all you Americans out there, hey, it's time to take curling seriously. And I myself included. We got to take curling more seriously. I mean, silver medal for the Coreys, both Corey Drumpkin and Corey Thice, and mixed curling. That was an awesome story to follow.
Nice.
And Breezy Johnson, congrats to her. She won gold for Team USA in women's downhill skiing. And even bigger than getting a gold medal, she got an engagement ring on that day. How about that?
I don't think she actually. Yesterday, if I remember correctly, I watched. I think she had crashed out in yesterday's event, but did eventually.
Oh, that's true.
Did get the gold, the ring by her boyfriend.
Absolutely.
But hey, congrats to her on there. I mean, that was adorable.
Yep. So I stand corrected there. She got the she was the first. She earned Team USA's first gold medal, of course, of these Olympics, and then a few days later, of course, yesterday, an engagement. And congrats to her and Connor Watkins, and I wish those two a happy life together.
Jessie Diggins also won bronze in cross country as well.
Absolutely, she gave it everything she had. I impressed with that effort, and she ended up. She gave it everything she had because after crossing the finish line, she actually collapsed. Dang. Thankfully, she got back up. She was okay. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her for being exhausted there.
that event takes a lot out of even if you're in the best shape possible to do those kind of events, it still takes almost everything that you have just to not only get across the finish line, but to get across in podium position. I also want to give a huge kudos to Ryan Cochrane-Siegel on the winning silver in men's Super G skiing, and Tyler mentioned Jessie Diggins, who got bronze. And how about this? Congrats to Ashley Farquharson on winning bronze in luge, women's luge. We got a bronze medal in luge. How about that?
Dang, that's quite impressive there.
Usually the United States, whether it's the men's or the women's, we do not do fairly well in these luge events or skeleton. But yet, it's nice to see that. It's nice to see one of our own take a bronze medal in the luge event. And, go ahead, Tyler.
Really can't wait for bobsled in this
I know.
next week.
That starts, I believe, on the 15th. I think finals begin. Things will be very interesting there. I'm hoping for medals in bobsled. Me and Tyler, we love the bobsled.
2-man or 4-man doesn't matter.
No, it does not. It's fun to watch. And watching skeleton, too, it can be pretty fun. They actually, from what I learned, Tyler, start in a very similar way. They start on the same side of that track, whereas luge starts in a completely different spot. So just some things I learned. A couple other things I want to give a shout-out to. My man Maxim Numerov, who had an impressive Olympic debut. He skated his heart out. And, of course, showing off that photo to the whole world of his parents. Happy for him. And shout out to all the athletes who are having fun. I got to give Nick Baumgartner, who is competing for Team USA at age 44.
Wow. From Upper Peninsula, no less.
Yep. He didn't take a medal, but he was having all the fun. He was talking about, hey, I'm the old man in this crew. But
yeah.
you got to appreciate the people who are more than just competing for medals. They're competing for something much greater, whether it's to have fun or for their family. That's what the Olympics is all about. Shifting gears a little bit to USA Hockey. All right. So we're going to start with the women's team. They've looked really good so far. And by the way, as we speak right now, they are up 6-0 on Italy in the quarterfinals and look well on their way to the semifinals. And they've already eclipsed their average of 5 goals a game thus far in the Olympics. This USA team, Tyler, it won't be an easy battle getting the gold, but this is probably, from what I can tell, one of the best assembled American hockey teams that I have ever seen thus far.
That's quite impressive on a run they've had.
Yep, the teamwork, they play great defense, plenty of offense, and against Italy right now, they're showing it, of course, and each and every game, they've been showing it. They've only allowed so far 1 goal a game. Of course, I could be wrong. The game is going on right now as me and Tyler speak. The results could have changed, but Team USA, the women's hockey team, they are well on their way to the semis. And a good start for the men's hockey team. Struggled a little bit early on with Team Latvia as the game was 1-1 going into the second period, and then a very good start for the men. Defense could use a little work, but the offense, the depth is there, and so too is the scoring poise.
What really didn't help early on, there was one time where it was 2-0, but offside, called back on Latvian goal, Latvian coach down to offside. Then it was 2-1, again, a moment later, and then called back for goaltender interference. Another Latvian challenge. So it's just kind of funny. And both challenges, credit to Latvia's coach. They saw some things and used those challenges well. I'll give them that. It was just so a bit frustrating.
Yeah, I'm in agreement 100% with Tyler. I got so annoyed. Like, the first one challenge was okay. I was like, okay, we were probably offsides. All right, but the second one, it's like, I'm not sure this is goaltender interference. Like, it's close, but our guy makes the best attempt he can to get out of the crease. And nobody is stopping that kind of shot. Not even the best goalie in the world will be able to stop a quick shot like that. So I got annoyed with that. I'm not going to lie. I got frustrated. It kind of helped Latvia build some momentum. But the good news is Team USA, the men's team got it together in the second period and eventually ran away with the game. One final thought I have for USA hockey, on the women's side of things, I could not believe this. So we faced Canada in our final game of the prelims on the women's side of things. The result of that game was shocking. 5-0 in favor of Team USA. This is not a joke. I thought that game was going to be close, even for a prelim, but 5-0? Who had that in their bingo cards?
Man, that's just crazy. 5-0, like you just said. I mean,
yeah,
Canada, are you okay?
I've got a feeling they'll be fine, and that maybe and better to have that happen in your prelims, of course. But for a Canadian hockey team, whether it's men's or women's, that was shocking. The fact that they didn't even score a goal against Team USA, that's what shocked me the most about this result. So really like what I'm seeing from the women's team. This might be the best constructed roster for Team USA women's hockey I've seen. And on the men's side, plenty of offense. I got some concerns about the defense, but both teams are looking very strong to start and have a great chance to challenge for a medal.
And hey, Michigan leads the amount of players from each state with 5, including Larkin.
That's right, the captain leading the way. And they were talking a lot about that throughout the broadcast, both the women's and the men's side. So many players from the Mitten. And of course, why would there not be that many players from the Mitten?
I mean, when the old Plymouth Whalers hockey arena is now owned by USA Hockey for their developmental team and in their league systems, why wouldn't it be?
Hey, Michigan and Minnesota, great hockey pipelines for Team USA. And to close off this subject, all right, so I'll give you guys just a little bit of the medal count. Right now, Team USA, in terms of like gold medals, overall total medals, Team USA is third right now with 12 total medals, with 4 of those being gold at the moment. And as things stand right now, it could change, disclaimer. And Norway currently leads the way with the most gold medals, and they have They're tied with Italy with the most amount of all 3 medals, 13 for both Team Norway and Team Italy. But right now, Norway has the edge with the gold medals. So it's Team Norway, Team Italy, and Team USA. Top 3 right now in the medal count.
Yep, that's plenty of Olympics left to change things.
Yeah. And once again, shout out to all of the athletes of Team USA. Great job representing the country. And for those of you going for more medals, just keep up the good work. You're doing great. USA, USA, USA. Before we close off the show, we got one more thing we got to make a prediction for. If I'm correct, I believe the Daytona 500 is this weekend, too.
That is correct. It is on Sunday afternoon.
And the best part is, we got the Thunderbirds doing the flyover. There have been so many, I've seen so many videos on Insta with the Thunderbirds. So just want to point that out. And guys like Connor Zilic got to take a ride on the Thunderbirds. Lucky guys. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive that he got to do that.
Yes, indeed. Now getting to the main part of it. So, a couple questions that have been on my mind. Here's the big thing. We got a new championship format, or the return of an old championship format. Question is, will this change the pace of the Daytona 500? Will the racing be a little different now with the new format in? Or is it because this is the first race of the season, it's not really going to matter, and everybody's just going to go literally balls to the wall? Huh?
I mean, remember, we don't have win and you're in anymore, so there's that.
Yeah, which I think is going to help. Actually, going to help the Daytona 5. Winning the Daytona 500 means so much more, because hey, the Harley J. Earl Trophy is up for grabs. It's a beautiful trophy. And then a couple of other points. I mean, can William Byron, can he three-peat in the Daytona 500? He's won the last 2. He's looking for a very rare feat, which is the three-peat. If I remember correctly, I'm not sure that's ever happened before in the history of NASCAR.
I don't know if it's happened at Daytona. Not even Petty did that in his 7 times.
Yeah, and 7's a lot. And final point, will this be Kyle Busch's last chance to win the great American race? Could this be his last season, too? Another couple other questions to be seen. Now, with that being said, I'll let my man Tyler Lavalette go first and make his ultimate Daytona 500 prediction.
I think it's going to be Kyle Busch finally winning it. He starts on the pole. I like his chances. As much as I like Chase Elliott, the fact that he won his dual race and starts in the second row, I feel like Kyle Busch is finally going to have his moment to hoist the Harley J. Earl Trophy.
So, all right. And as for me, you know what? I'm just going to full send it and go with Chase Briscoe to win the Daytona 500. I don't know why. I'm just going with it. It's the Daytona 500 is wildly unpredictable, and Kurt Busch said it once. The more about Daytona that becomes unpredictable, the more predictable it becomes. So, with this wildness, I'm just going with Chase Briscoe in the 19 to win the 500.
Anything can and will happen.
Yes, sir. All right. With that being said, sports fans, we hope you've enjoyed this week's Friday Roundtable. That's all we've got for today. Follow us on Two Guys Talk Sports and other things for more videos like this, and follow us on Two Guys Talk Sports Facebook as well. Special thanks to my man Tyler Lavalette, and special thanks to everybody in the studio, Josh, Jim. Thank you for everything you've given us. We could not do this without you.
Absolutely.
And that's all we got for this week's Friday Roundtable. Remember, cheer on USA, USA,
Yep, enjoy about the Olympics. And if you're a NASCAR fan, enjoy Daytona on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy the sports this weekend, everybody. This is Jake Waxman.
And Tyler Lavalette.
Wishing you all a good weekend. Take care, everyone.